Welcome to This Side of 50 with your host, me, Milton K. Smith. Well, good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Thank you so much for joining me here on This Side of 50. This is Milton, Pastor Milton, and I'm so glad that you took time out of your schedule while you're driving to work, driving home from work, or maybe you're at the gym, Starbucks. Maybe you're just sitting on your front porch, back porch, and you decided to listen to this episode, listen to this podcast. I am extremely grateful, and I appreciate you so much. If I could, I would throw my arms around you and just give you a big old hug. But anyway, I can't right now. But what I can do is tell you that I really appreciate it. Listen, send me your comments, your commentaries, your narratives, your yays, your nays, what you like about the podcast, what you don't like about the podcast, what you would like for me to talk about, hear my opinion about. You can send that to mks@miltonksmith.org. That's mks@miltonksmith.org. I would extremely love to hear from you. Last week, we shared with the episode lessons that I learned from divorce, and I was telling you about this will be my third book that I'm publishing. The first one was called For Sale or For Rent back in the early 2000s, I believe. And then here recently, 2013, we published a book called Chosen. Both of those are on Amazon, ebook version and hard copies. If you would like to purchase those, I would like for you to purchase those. And this next book is going to be called This Side of 50, believe it or not, Lessons Learned. I know, what a creative title, This Side of 50. And last week we shared just one of the chapters, the lessons I've learned, the wisdom I've learned from divorce. And I was telling you that over the next few episodes here and there, I'll probably be sharing more chapters. So I decided for this episode to share with you lessons I've learned from moving, And maybe some of the experiences that I have, you can laugh at them, you can take them to heart, you can take notes from them, or you can just listen and say, wow, then go on with your day. But anyway, listen, if you would like to connect with me on social media, my Facebook page is This Side of 50. I'm on Twitter also as Pastor Milton. And I'm on Instagram as well. I think it's Pastor Milton on Instagram also. But go to This Side of 50 and you can connect with all those social media platforms, right? I'm trying my best to navigate around those. I have a great team of younger people, my daughters and nieces, as I call them, play nieces and real nieces and nephews that are helping me out with this social media thing. So anyway, here we go. Lessons learned from moving, which is going to be one of the chapters. Now, there are quite a few chapters, but this will be one of the chapters, and I'm not going to share them all on the podcast, but you'll hear enough of them to hopefully pique your interest. So moving implies that you have accepted that you can no longer live in that place or at that place where you are. And you have to decide then that you can be better in every area of your life and decide where you want to go and move there. That's a key point. That was one of the key points in my transition and my reinventing myself is I decided that where I was too small. Even today, I'm making some changes in my personal development because where I am is, in my mind, too small. So I have to decide where I want to be. I no longer want to live in this place. Not necessarily this house, but in this box or inside the circle that I'm in. Want to move out of it. And you can do the same. And once you realize that, that's when you know that it's time to move, right? Here's another point, number 2. You never know how much stuff you have accumulated until it's time to move. When you start changing, you will see how much you must change and wonder how you became the person you no longer want to be. You'll see how much you have changed. And then you'll wonder, how long have you been this person? How long have you changed? Has it been since you've changed into now what's become uncomfortable for you? I read something. You tell me your opinions. Shoot me an email that where you are is not where you should be, is where you settle to be. That may not be for everybody, but for somebody, that may be your reality, that where you are is just where you settle to be and not where you should be or where you can be. And you've just accumulated experiences, you've accumulated challenges where you are, and those challenges and those experiences have added to who you are and where you are. And now that you maybe thinking about changing, or even if you want to change, you're looking at all the stuff you have accumulated. So you never know how much stuff, how much furniture, how much baggage, extra clothes, old clothes, pictures, all that you've accumulated until it's time for you to move, right? Here's three. It's hard to move on your own. It takes help in combination with your willingness to move higher. Now, from a pastoral standpoint, I always say it takes help from God, right? You need help from God. And I'll say that even now. You need help from God. You need help to, and the willingness to change, right? Right? You need people to help you change. You got to have folks around you that are going to hold you accountable to changing. And no, I'm not preaching. I'm just giving you some wisdom, some wisdom. Stop, stop, stop. Just give me some wisdom that may help you, especially if you're thinking about reinventing yourself. You're frustrated where you are. Perhaps you're not feeling it anymore, and everything about what you're doing just aggravates you, right? It's time to move, possibly time to move. Have I told you all how much I like Crystal Light, especially grape Crystal Light? Yep, I like it a lot. If I haven't told you, I just have. Where we at? Number 4. You must decide what you're going to keep. You cannot be the old you and the new you at the same time. Something is going to have to change, which means you have to throw away some things about the old you that you've become comfortable with. I'm in a phase myself of developing. You never stop developing. You never stop growing. You never stop achieving and becoming. Because when you do, you become stagnant. And stagnation always has an odor to it, right? If you have water that sits for a while, becomes stagnant, that water gets a rancid smell, and no one wants to be around it, right? So you got to constantly, no matter how old you are, no matter how long you've been who you say you are, the great thing about it is that you can change, you can grow, you can develop, you can blossom into anything that you want to be. And you have to decide then, what am I going to keep? What things about me are good? What things about me are bad? Don't become settled in your ways just because you're used to it. Look for opportunities to grow, opportunities to change, right? Here's something. Moving hurts your body. Whenever you use new ideas, thoughts, and discard old ideas, it will cause you pain. That's something I found out. Now, I personally don't help people move because I do not like moving. I will help pay for movers for you, or if you have some people helping you to move, I'll buy them some food or something, water, chicken, whatever you want me to do. But most folks that know me know I retired from moving years ago after I moved from my last home, and we were moving a washing machine and dryer down some stairs. And I decided at that point, once I got that last appliance, I can't remember if it was the washing machine or the dryer down those stairs, that this was going to be the last time I was going to move. I would just save up my money and hire some professional movers. And people have asked me to help them move, and unfortunately, I've had to tell them no, because that's just not what I do, because it hurts my body. Now, here's the thing. When you're moving to a new area in your life, when you're moving to a new place, a new dimension, a new level in your life, and you have to start being more creative and have new ideas and new thoughts and make some changes. There was a book, Who Moved My Cheese? When you have to move your cheese, it's going to hurt you. It's going to hurt. But you got to get used to that, right? You got to get used to that. Let me motivate you now. Hurt, pain is just weakness leaving the body. That's what they used to tell me in the military when I first got in. Pain is just weakness leaving the body. So that hurt is just stretching those muscles. It comes from stretching those muscles that you haven't used before, that have been lying there dormant throughout your life, throughout your times. And now you're stretching those. So go for that promotion. Go for that change in your career. Go for that relationship. I know it's stretching you, but you can do it, right? You can do it. Take it from somebody that's on this side of 50. All the things that I'm doing now, all the things that I'm adding to my life now, the developing and the growing. If I had started earlier on the other side of 50, I would be much further along. So let me help you from this side of 50. And if you're on the same side that I am, it's not too late. But if you're on the other side, it's still not too late. Matter of fact, the time is now, right? There's a good time, and that good time is now. So where are we at? Number 6, right? Depending on how much stuff you have, it could take longer than you think to move. It will not happen overnight. It's a process. It's a process. It's a process. If you're in the gym working out, keep working out. It's a process. You didn't gain all the extra weight overnight. You're not going to lose it overnight. It's a process. Don't give up on yourself. Can I motivate you? Let me be a motivational speaker for a second. You can do it. Keep at it. Keep at it. Rome was not built in one day, and you're not going to be able to make all the changes you need to make in one day. I'm in a situation now in another area of my life where some changes are being made, and the people that are surrounding me, involved in it with me, seems like they're trying to change everything all at once, and that's just not possible. You end up making costly mistakes. You end up making costly mistakes when you try to change years, maybe decades of something all in one day. You cannot change in 10 days what it's taken 10 years to become, right? You cannot change that in 10 days. You cannot change your mindset that you've had for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years in 60 days. It's piece by piece, section by section. You keep working at it, and before you know it, you've changed, right? Now, it may not take as long as you think, but it also could take longer than you think. You have to be committed to the process. You have to be committed to the process. Have to be committed to the process. Number 7, most times the old furniture does not fit in the new house. You can't take out of date, worn out, old models, ideas, thought processes into a new place. Those that are familiar with the Bible, this says that you can't put new wine in old wineskins because you will cause the old wineskins to burst, because the new wine is so bubbly, so effervescent, has so much life that it begin to stretch that old wineskin that's become set in its ways, and it'll just tear it apart, right? So the same thing with your life when you're moving. All that old furniture, which is your old thoughts and things like that, most times don't fit for the new house. When we moved into our new home here where we are now, we pretty much, over the course of time, have bought all new furniture. We've given away furniture. And the few pieces we have left, we're just waiting for the opportune time to move those out. We're trying to find exactly what we want to replace it with, and we don't want that empty space. But we realize that this kitchen table, this dinette set, this sofa set doesn't actually fit this house. It was great for the place where we were, but it's not great for where we are now. So you got to ask yourself and examine yourself the same way, right? The thought processes I had when I was 20 may not necessarily fit when I'm 30 or 40 or 50. So I have to then understand that, hey, I can't take this into my new place, can't take this into my new reality, my new truth, as we say, my new 100. I can't take all those same things into that, right? Here's the last one. Actually, you must update all IDs and mail to your new locations. And what that really means is simply other people should know you have changed. That's how you can quantify where you are in your process of moving. Folks should know you've changed, and in a good way, right? There should be a good way that people can see your improvements. People can see the process that you've been committed to. People can see the work that you've put into it, because they see the change in you, from your attitude to your outward appearance to your thought process, whatever it may be, right? That people can see those changes, and that's a good thing. So, that's just a short, brief excerpt from one of the chapters in this book, This Side of 50. If you purchase the book, whenever I get it published, you can review all these things. I think it's going to be a wonderful book. But you tell me what your thought processes are, especially when it comes to moving, right? Those just the wisdom I've gained from it, the tidbits I've picked up that I try to apply whenever I'm moving from one thing to another, whenever I'm moving from one situation to another situation, one problem to another problem, whatever the case may be, whatever you're moving from, right? You're going to face the same things that you're going to have to readjust. You're going to have to re-examine and realign your life, realign your thought patterns to accommodate where you're going, to accommodate where you are or to even, even if you're in the beginning process, hey, you got a plan, you can't just jump out into it. Look at what you're doing. You see the new house you want to be in, you see the new place you want to be in, and you have to ask yourself, what do I have to do to get to that place? What do I have to do to become that thing or that person that I want to become? And it doesn't mean that the person you are now or where you are now is bad. You've just outgrown it, right? You've just outgrown it. And you feel that itch, and I call it an itch to do something different, that itch to do something great or to be somewhere else. And you don't want to make rash decisions. You don't want to just jump out, but you want to have some wisdom, I would think, in what you're doing and where you're going. And that wisdom comes from, and I think I've said this before, experience is a great teacher, but it's not the best teacher, right? Someone else's experience is the best teacher. So I get the opportunity in this particular episode and other episodes of this podcast to share with you my experiences, both good and bad, in hopes that it will help you out so that you don't have to go down the same road. So unlike some podcasts where we're just throwing out information and talking just to create a buzz, I like to give you something that I call that's helpful, that you can use, you can examine. You may not agree, but, it's food for thought, if nothing else, right? In my experiences, like I said, moving from relationships to a different relationship, a lot of times it's not the other person. Sometimes, a lot of times it was just me. Most times it was just me because I kept taking the same old me into a new relationship and had the same results. So I had to learn how to modify my behavior, check out my actions, examine my own thoughts and say, hey, what's causing me to get the same type of experience, the same type of results, although I'm in another relationship or a different relationship. Same thing for jobs and career, right? What am I doing that I keep getting the same results? What do I need to change? I had to be real with myself and say, hey, maybe it's not the other person. Maybe it's something inside of me. Maybe it's me. And when I came to that realization as an adult and a person that can be critical of themselves without killing themselves at the same time, you can make some positive changes, right? So I'm saying to you, those who are listening, and I really appreciate you listening. Have I said that? I really appreciate you taking time out to listen to my narrative, my commentary. Lessons I've learned from moving are simple. They're simple lessons, but they're powerful if you ask me. I'm not saying I've gotten it all together, that I'm the best at it, that I'm, somewhere great above everyone else, but I've got a little experience now. And if I could do it all again, some of the things I did, I would do a little bit differently, right? And I'm quite sure some of you listening to me, if you had the opportunity, you do some of those things differently. But the great thing is we all still have an opportunity to make some different choices this time around. No matter how many times we may make bad choices or not have the best advice or the best information for making our choices, we get an opportunity, as long as we are alive and breathing, that we can redo those choices, make different selections, and improve and become something greater, something better, right? So listen, that's about my time. I don't want to hold your whole day up. I know you got other things you're going to do. You might even want to listen to some other podcasts. I don't know why, because this is the best podcast to listen to, I think. But that's one man's opinion, and I may be a little biased in my opinion. But personally, I think it's the best podcast to listen to. I don't know why you listen to anything else. It's not your grandparents' podcast, for sure, right? Listen, connect with me on social media, whether it's on Facebook, on my page, This Side of 50, or on Twitter at Pastor Milton, or on Instagram. I think it's Pastor Milton as well. I'm going to have to figure that one out and check it out so I can give you the accurate information on that, right? Or you can email me at mks@miltonksmith.org. That's mks@miltonksmith.org. Send me your email, right? I think in the near future, I'm going to start a text network where I can send out daily texts and people can subscribe to that and you can communicate, keep in touch, connect that way as well. So this has been my time. You all know how the outro goes. It's going to say you have been listening to This Side of 50 with me, Milton K. Smith. So that being the case, I probably already said it, but since I have this outro, I'm going to play it. I'll talk to you all later. Hey, drop me a line. Thank you. Share this podcast with your friends. Tell them about it. This Side of 50. Appreciate you. Talk to you later. Bye. You have been listening to This Side of 50 with Milton K. Smith. Email me your comments, your questions, your thoughts. mks@miltonksmith.org. I look forward to hearing from you. I'll talk with you next time.